welcome to the channel. In this video, I'll be showing you a quick tutorial, or not so quick tutorial, on how to create this balloon garland for your loved ones this Valentine's. I hope you enjoy it. Hey plebes. I got maybe one or two requests to do a tutorial on another one of my balloon garlands. Yay! Anyways, so I decided, why not? Saturday night, we got a little shopping done. We went and saw like Valentine's decor because we were thinking maybe putting some stuff around the house. There's not a lot out there. And I've been wanting to do another tutorial just for fun and see what I've learned since the last one, which I did the balloon Christmas tree. I figured we have another holiday coming up and I have a little bit of free time, so I'm gonna try to do another tutorial. Why do I make these tutorials? Because something I enjoy doing on my free time, my spare time. You can make some extra cash on the side and it's fun. It's actually pretty fun. You get to meet a lot of people that are kind of creative and crafty and they do the same thing you do. So yeah, I'm gonna use these colors. It's a fashion raspberry, a red, and a fashion pink. I'm gonna make clusters like these for my garland. And then I'm gonna try to hopefully show you along the way. But we wanna make it organic. So in order to make an organic garland, you want sizes to vary. You don't want them to be all uniform, unless that's the look that you're going for. I'll probably teach you on that in another video, but it's really easy. These tend to be a little bit more tedious just because you have to inflate balloons at different sizes. And then as you're going, you're gonna shape it and then fill in spaces to make it look like every balloon is placed strategically. That's the goal, to make it look organic, but strategic placement. And so with that said, let's get started. What you're gonna need are balloons. I'm using 12-inch balloons and 9-inch balloons. I'm using 3 different colors. It's a 3 different color variation for Valentine's. You're gonna need a balloon pump or a hand pump. Let me show you what I'm gonna do. Right now I'm gonna make the largest cluster. This is the cluster that I'm gonna put in the very center of the garland, and I like to build from the center out. It's gonna be about 5 to 6 feet in length. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, okay? Okay, when you have the balloons like this, they look a little pear-shaped. So what you do, you can't do this with every single balloon, all right? It depends on the brand that you're using. These are really good quality balloons. So you just press them down and they get more of a round shape. And that's what you want to get. That's the best look. It's easier to place and it looks more organic when you do it with these bubbles. So tie them together. You're gonna do pairs and then you're gonna do quads. Quads is 4 balloons. So we're gonna do quads. And right now I'm gonna use the larger balloons. It's fine, you can walk by. You press down. Wow, really, Chris? He doesn't want to come out in this video. All right. So there's 4. Now we want to go with the raspberry. Pressing down. Twist them around. See, I don't know if you guys saw that. And then we're gonna go with, press it down. Always press down. Maybe they get more rounder. Then you grab your quad, 4 balloons, and your pair. And you're gonna make another. You're gonna add it to this cluster. Usually you do it with 6 balloons, per cluster, but on this particular one, I'm trying something a little different, hopefully. So here's another one, and we're gonna do another one of the smaller ones. For this one, I'm going to combine, I'm going to combine 11-inch and 9-inch. These are smaller. And I'm gonna make them another cluster of 8 balloons into different sizes. Press down, cluster it up. There's one. Okay, there's one cluster. Another cluster. Cluster of 4. Cluster of 4. You have to combine them now. You're just gonna move them around until you feel like they're all pretty intertwined. There you go. So that's the large one in the center. These are 2 side ones, and then we're gonna do 2 more, but I'm only gonna use 9-inch balloons. Let's do these. So there we go. We have the main cluster, 2 mediums, and 2 smalls. And by cluster, I mean quads are 4 balloons tied together. So just so you guys know what I'm talking about. All right, so we're gonna get started on tying them and making this garland. Usually, I use these 260s. What these are, let me show you real quick. These are the these balloons. Usually I will use these to tie them, but in this case, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna try another method that I just recently learned or saw on some of the videos that I watch, and they're saving themselves from using these. Then you can make other stuff with these. You can still use these instead of just tying them. I don't like to use string because then when you're pulling the string, sometimes it cuts the balloon and it deflates it. Also with string, there's not a lot of movement. It gets to a point where the string is too tight. You'll try to move the balloons around to shape it. It's not easy. It's not as easy to do that. You could also risk breaking the string and then you have to start all over. So rubber bands or these are the best, but then you're also you're just wasting balloons on tying. So this method is brand new. This is the first garland I try to make it with this method where I'm just tying the clusters together with their own excess lips. I keep going like this and I see it in the camera and it's annoying. Anyways, so here we go. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna grab a medium size. And you're gonna find the spaces where you have 4 balloons. See these 4 balloons? You're gonna fit another garland right here. So, you see that? See where my hand is? It's between 4 balloons. You're gonna grab it there. You're gonna tug on one of the left. You're gonna grab it from another 4 area. And you are going to tie that. don't know. I'm not super convinced about it. Well, here we go. Maybe it's not too bad, but it seems like, okay, there's two. There's two right here. For the next portion of it, where I'm trying to tie all of these balloons, for this part, it's gonna be a little tough. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna end up using these. And I might be able to get away with using half. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I should just use the whole thing. So I'm gonna have to use two of these. I am gonna use the 260s after all. It'll just make it a lot easier. You can still shape it just as nicely, and I'm gonna show you how I do that. So I cut a tip. I cut the tip off because I don't want air to be stuck in there. I want them to stretch as much as possible without getting any air bubbles in there. So that's why I cut off the tips. Here's the cluster that I made. It's the larger to smaller cluster. This side of the cluster is going to go connected to this side, like this. So in this section of the video, I realized that things would have been a lot easier if I had just chosen to stand and done this on a table at my waist level. So heads up. Sorry, my heavy breathing. Yeah, this is pretty hard. I don't know how they're saying that it's easier, but it's not. Grabbing these and tying them is not easy. It's like hurting my finger. And I think I'm not sure if I got it. I think I got it. So I got it on this side. See, you could start to see. Now once you're done with the other section, you make it to where you feel like you can get the best shape. All right, so now we're gonna connect the other one on this side. See the four here? We're gonna grab these four and connect it here. So you just kind of have to find the best place to tie them. All right, so what I like to do is I like to kind of put them down, take a few steps back, and kind of look at the shape from far to see what kind of shape you're working with. Once I do that, I'm gonna grab a 260. Like this, just tying it around. I'm gonna look for the four, do the same thing, tie it around. Here it is. Now it's up to you now to shape it. Move them around how you see fit. What is the shape that you want to achieve? This is the center. You start here. Look around at the color combinations. You want to flip them aside like this. This is where you shape. You get creative. What is the look that you're going for? What are you trying to achieve? There's some areas where you can see, like in here, holes. Don't worry about these. You're gonna fill these up later. This section, but I don't have any pinks there. This right here. Step away, and I need to see it from far away. Okay, so I'm done with this part. I'm just gonna let it. So I put the garland on the side. The reason why I did that, once you're staring at it for too long, at least this happens to me. When I'm staring at it for too long, I tend to just like start picking at it. You don't want to do that, because then you're gonna get discouraged and you're gonna be like, oh, that doesn't look good, that doesn't look good. Just keep going. Trust me. At the end, you're gonna start looking at the details and you're gonna start to fix it. But first, that's the skeleton of the garland. That's the main constructed part. That's where the support is. That's where you're gonna hang it from. The rest comes later. So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with those, okay? I'm going to grab some 5-inch balloons. I'm gonna blow them up to 5 inches, about 5 inches. And we're gonna add like a metallic feel to that garland. I'm gonna make clusters of 3 balloons. Because the garland's not that big, I wanted to just do, usually I do 4, but I'm not trying to make it look super full. I'm trying to make it look kind of narrow, kind of thin. This is a perfect garland for smaller spaces, so you don't want to overdo it using big balloons. And then, you know, so since the balloons are pretty small, I think the largest one is about 11 inches. I'm going to use the Reflex Pink. It's a really cool metallic. It's one of my favorite colors in the balloon collection that I have. So I'm going to use these. I'm going to start about 4 clusters of 3. So 12 5-inch balloons. And then these are kind of on the pricier side, and you'll see why. It's a different balloon. It's a different feel. But I do like to use metallics on my garlands. So that's why I'm going to use this one. I hope it turns out good. I'm looking at it now and I think I'm going to really like it. So it'll give it a little bit of a pop. So I'm going to get started on that. 3 balloons per cluster, okay? See, they're like highly metallic. I like this color. When you're doing these clusters, I like to tie them really tight to each other. So I go as far as I can before I go start knotting them so that they stay tight. You don't want them to be spread apart, like easily loose. Okay? So here's one. I'm gonna do 4 of these. We got 4 done. So I'm gonna grab the rubber bands. These are just regular rubber bands. You can grab them at Staples, Walmart, whatever, rubber bands. You're gonna grab the rubber bands. You're gonna grab the garland. You're gonna take a step back. And then you're gonna look throughout the garland and see where. So try to find some strategic placement. Wherever you feel like you want to cover, like right here, this is probably where I'm going to put a cluster because I want to cover that. So just wrap the rubber band around. See? This is the part that's going to go around one of the balloons in here. So, to do that, it's a bit tricky. Pretty much you just make it go around the balloon. And there you go. See? You grab all of them. And if you need more, you can always blow up more. You just gotta find the placement that you like. Like this one right here, I like how this one turned out. So I'm gonna leave that one there. And then just start placing them throughout the garland. Blow them up individually so that you can just cover it up wherever you feel like you need it. Sup, Ling Ling? You did?
Leftovers, but there's enough.
Thank you.
We.
So just blow up your 5-inch balloons. Make sure that you press down on them to make them look a little more circular. Another thing I like to do to make it look a little cleaner, see that excess right here? You can just cut it off. So I have 5 of these. I'm gonna just kind of place them throughout evenly. I have these glue dots that I use. Why is no one ready? Okay, so I use these glue dots. They're pro glue dashes. I get them at Amazon. You can get them by a larger pack. It's like $60 for a lot of them. But for the amount of gardens that I do, they last me a long time. These are mainly used to attach foil balloons to latex. I highly recommend these. They're super strong. The thing about these though, you have to be careful. As soon as these touch a balloon, you're stuck. You cannot move them. They are stuck there. So if you make a mistake or you didn't want it there, it's like you have to make it work. At least for me, I have yet to find a way to remove one of these glue dashes from latex, okay? So I know for when you're doing mylar balloon to mylar balloon, sometimes you can detach them. I haven't been able to do that either. So I'm just really careful with these. Amazon, I think I got it for like $12, $15. It's got 160 dashes. So this little pack lasts me like a long time. So now I'm gonna just try to like take a step back and figure out where I might need some of these to go. Like wherever you see any, like if you could see the string in the inside, that's the holes you want to cover up. Don't have access to these, but you have a low temperature glue gun, feel free to use a low temperature glue gun. It works just the same. And I always thought like, oh, a low temperature glue gun is gonna pop these balloons. They don't pop. So I like to use these. Actually, my New Year's arrangement that I did, I was out of these, so I had to use the glue gun and it worked just perfectly. So don't get discouraged. If there's something that I'm using that you don't have, like just try to make it. So I'm gonna dress it up. That's what I call it. I just kind of dress it up. I attach wherever I see that it needs. The thing about garlands too that I wanted to tell you is the best way to make this garland, once you have it constructed, before you add any more of the accents, the best thing to do is just hang it where you're gonna want it and then start styling it once it's hung, because depending on how it's gonna hang, how it's gonna shift, that'll give you a better idea of where to do certain placement on these balloons. So that's just another tip that I have for you. That's what I like to do, but for the sake of this tutorial, and because I didn't set up appropriately out there, always try to hang the garland before you start to style it. So this way you have better placement. That's all I can think of that I forgot to mention. The fashion pink, which is this color, the red, which obviously is the red, and then I have a combination of fashion fuchsia, which is this one, and metallic fuchsia. So I don't know if I want to do metallic. That'll be a little too much. It'll be a lot of shiny with the reflex. So I'm just going to stick to the regular. I know some of the tutorials that I watch, like they already have it planned out and they wrote down exactly the amount of balloons, the sizes. I have to do that, but I like to just freestyle it. So I think what I have to do is okay, once you have the rest of the balloons blown up, these right here, you're gonna continue to style it, placement. You don't wanna cover the little holes. You wanna make it look organic and full, but not too clumped up. So just kind of work with the colors as you go. Always take a step back. That's the best way to do it. Take a step back, look at it from afar, take a picture if you have to. That always helps. I'm satisfied with this so far. I blew up some trial balloons because I was playing with the a double stuffed method. I have these clear bubble balloons that I really like. I'm gonna use those and I'm going to show you in a bit. This is the balloon that I was talking about. There we go. Sure. I'm gonna have to do like a whole tutorial on how to do these. Once I feel like I'm more confident at it, I will show you guys how to do this balloon. But not right now. Later. Once I feel like I know what I'm doing with these balloons. Why did I put it there? Because I'm gonna get some lettering that goes around here that says love. So you gotta play around with it. You gotta find what works. That looks kind of weird, huh? What I'm trying to do right now is just kind of find placement. Okay guys, as I already told you, you kind of have to hang the garland so that you can finish the shape of it. And unfortunately, I ran out of battery. People started to show up to the house, so it was really hard to concentrate and continue the tutorial. But let me just tell you that the most important part of the tutorial was me constructing it. on the couch. You're not always going to be able to work in an environment where you have total control of where the final product is going to go. So that gives you a little bit of practice. And also, it's balloons. Have fun with it. I'm about to show you my final reveal, and I'm going to show you exactly what I had to do to achieve this look. You guys ready? Bam! There we go. You see that? Okay. Let me show you guys, give you a little walkthrough of what I did. All right. Once I hung the garland, there was some areas that I wasn't convinced because there were gaps between the balloons in some areas. So what I do, I grab balloons and I start filling in those gaps. And you just kind of have to mess around with the colors a little bit. If you want the colors to be clustered together and you don't want it to be multi-colorful like this, you can combine all the reds together and make larger clusters of each color throughout the arrangement. Another thing that I did is go to the 99-cent store and I purchased this love sign and this banner right here. That would just kind of complete the look. It will dress it up a little. You don't have to spend much money on these. And I don't know, you finish the look. So I made sure that it matched. Thankfully it did. Those are the colors that they had available. And I figured out the placement on the love. But yeah, this is my final look. Remember, I use these double stuffed. There's a clear bubble around it, and then there's a reflex metallic rose gold that's the same color as this right here. And there's another one out here, and you can kind of see me there. Hello. And I just put some LED lights behind the couch just to complete that look, so. Hey guys, this is all for today. If you enjoyed watching this video and you found it helpful and it inspired you to do something creative and fun, it could be for a loved one, a friend, someone that you know is going through the hard time, especially during these times that we're currently living in, go ahead and make them a garland. Post or share our YouTube video. Tag me in it at My Balloon Style. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I know if you're not into being creative and you don't like to get artistic, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your view. Go ahead and like, subscribe, or leave comments below. This is just my video. Chris didn't want to come out in it, but he didn't come out in the other one either. This is kind of my little thing, but it's still Crick Vlogs. We both thank you very much for watching. And I know you have somewhere to be, and so do we. It's time for bed. So we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.